Verdezyne is a technology company. We are a fermentation-based technology company. We engineer yeast for the production of renewable chemicals. The things that make us unique in that technology is that we focus on using fatty acids for our feedstock rather than carbohydrates, which a lot of our peers have focused on for their feedstock. We've also chosen yeast as that organism because it's a great organism for commercial scale production. It's robust enough to handle some of the insults that are thrown at a fermentation process at commercial scale. There are a few other companies that are using yeast as their production organism. Some of the more well-known companies are using bacteria as their production organism because bacteria do grow faster. They are in some ways easier to engineer than yeast, but the payback when using yeast is that robustness that you get at commercial scale. And you don't have any problems with, as many problems I should say, with contamination or with infection from viruses that can infect bacteria. The growth of the company has been a lot of fun to be involved with. We started off with programs in both cellulosic ethanol and renewable chemicals. We never really saw ourselves as an ethanol producer, so we did sell off that technology, and that allowed us to focus on the renewable chemical side of our research. And those projects have come through quickly. We've had to focus because we're a small team, and the result of that focus has been our successful scale-up of our first process, which is for the production of renewable dodecane dioic acid, triple DA. And we've scaled up with multiple partners at 4,000 liters, 25,000 liters, and we're working on larger scale-up right now to prove out that technology so that once we are at commercial scale in our own facility, we've proven it out almost at the scale that we're going to be producing. The industrial biotechnology industry has matured. We are getting real with ourselves. 9 years ago, 8 years ago, this was all about who's got a bug that can produce a certain chemical. Now it is who can actually make that chemical economically and at the quality that's required for the processes that are downstream. We've seen some successes along that way, and those are the companies that have made it today. So the scale-up, successful scale-up of Genomatica and their BDO process, BioAmber and their succinic acid plant, which, by the way, we hope goes very well for their launch. You know, we're following on with that as well with our commercialization of the triple DA process. And the maturation of this industry, it's been nice to see people that have focused enough on the end goal, which is commercialization of your technology, rather than the whiz-bang science at the beginning of this. Very excited about building our commercial facility in Malaysia. We can't wait for it to be built and start proving our technology. We focused on Malaysia and Southeast Asia at the beginning because our feedstock is fatty acid based, and Southeast Asia is the largest concentration of fatty acids in the world with the palm oil industry. Beyond that, we focused on Malaysia because of their greater emphasis on sustainably produced palm oil, and our recent partner, Sime Darby, is one of the founders of the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil. So that has been important for us in order to incorporate those sustainability goals for our process overall. The BioWorld Congress is the place to be for people in industrial biotechnology. It's been the conference that we have to go to every year. It's where we catch up with everybody in our space. It's good to see those familiar faces, see where they've come along in case you haven't seen them in quite a while. It's enabled us to interact with people upstream, feedstock suppliers, other people in our space so we can gauge how we're doing in terms of progress, but also introduced us to people that are potential customers for our process, and actually has introduced us in actuality to our current customers.